Hello, and welcome back to Gaming Through the Pages. This is episode 4, and today we're looking at the September 1999 issue of Nintendo Power, which is volume 124. And we're going to check that out. I want to say thank you to everyone who's checked out the channel and given some feedback or just words of encouragement, that kind of thing. It means a lot. I just kind of wanted to do this for myself, but I was hoping that other people would enjoy it. So feel free to tell friends, give things a like, a subscribe, a ring of a bell, or whatever the hell they say to do. Whatever you hear your brain rotted nephews saying, do that to my videos. And maybe one day I'll get enough money from doing this to buy a Game Boy. I don't know. You can also find me on the internet at Addison L. You can also find my other project, Pocket Toyed, which is the longest running handheld video game podcast. We also do a lot of focus on indie games, since basically anything can be a handheld game these days. Been doing that podcast for like almost 15 years or something with my buddy Jordan. And if you enjoy this, I bet you would like Pocket Toyed as well. We'll go ahead and get started here, though. We have Jet Force Gemini as the main game on the cover, and I am not a fan of Jet Force Gemini, I'm sorry to say, but I know that it has a lot of fans, but good lord, look at these dead eyes. I hate looking at them. The dog is less bad, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll try Jet Force Gemini again, and I'll love it. Probably not, but, who knows? Don't know unless you try. Looks like we also have strategies for Gauntlet Legends, Gex 3, Revolt, Shadow Man, and then over on the Game Boy, we have Tarzan, Looney Tunes, and Deja Vu 1 and 2. Up top, we've got Blitz, Madden, and Quarterback Club. And this address label is covering up a bit here, which I believe it's just saying that there's a Pokemon movie premiere contest, because this would have been pretty close to when the first Pokemon movie was coming out. So go ahead and get started. Jump in here, and immediately we've got the ad to call and subscribe to Nintendo Power, and they're showing off Pokemon because, it's 1999. Pokemon fever is at a height. I don't know if it really is the height, though, because I just feel like Pokemon has just grown and grown over the years. But yeah, it looks like if you subscribe for $20 a year, or $27.95 if you're in Canada, you would get a player's guide for Pokemon Snap or a Pokemon t-shirt. No picture of either of those, though. Usually they have pictures of what those look like. So curious what the Pokemon shirt looked like. I don't know why you need a player's guide for Pokemon Snap. Here's the player's guide. Take pictures of the Pokemon. Good job. You took a picture of the Pokemon. I don't know. I've never looked at the player's guide. Maybe there's something worthwhile in there, but who knows. Ad for Acclaim Sports. Sure. Quarterback Club, I guess. I don't know. The only football games I've ever really had any bit of interest in is just the Blitz games. Well, that's not true. There was the NFL, what was it, like 2K5 or something on, was it just Xbox? I know it was on Xbox, but I think maybe some other stuff. I did play that. I think it was just cheap, and I just wanted something new. And there was also like a career mode thing where you had like your own house or whatever, and I kind of liked that and messing around with the management stuff in that. Are these both part of the same? I can't tell if this is the same ad or not. I think it is, but they're showing off the new Fox Kids lineup. Big Guy and Rusty. I always think that is a Cartoon Network show, and I think it did air on Cartoon Network a little bit, but I always forget that it was a Fox Kids show. And then we got Spider-Man Unlimited up there. I don't remember that cartoon. I remember lots of Spider-Man cartoons, but I don't remember that one. And then absolutely don't know anything about whatever Zyber 9 is. I wonder if that's any good. Probably not, because I have no idea what that is. All right, so now we're looking at the contents for the issue. We got immediately some screenshots of just the ugly, ugly, ugly Jet Force Gemini. Then we got Gauntlet Legends, NFL Blitz 2000, Gex 3, Tarzan. Looks like some more here. Revelations, Demon Slayer, Hybrid Heaven. What else have we not seen mentioned yet? Sprocket, StarCraft 64. Ooh. Ooh, they've expanded the Poke Center section of the issue. That's fun. It's it's weird that I had planned today to record this, and I got home. Only piece of mail I got today was my new issue of Nintendo Force magazine. So it's kind of funny that happened. Got Pack Watch. Anyways, Player's Pulse. Got our envelope art. Look at that pod racing envelope. Good job, Tony. You really captured Anakin's likeness. I'm just baffled. It almost kind of looks like King Cobra JFS, RIP. Over here, there's a car with, looks like Mario, Pikachu, and Link. I can't tell what... It looks like Mario threw something out the window, but I can't tell what it is. And then Maddie, she drew a Doduo. And then up top, we've got just a bunch of different Pokemon from Steven. All right. Check out a couple of these letters. Probably won't read all of them. So, let's start here. The future of games. Well, I thought about it, and I thought... Oh, wait, what? Well, I thought about it, and I thought it would be great if there were a Pokemon collection game for the N64. It would be cool if there were Pokemon in 3D like Zelda Ocarina of Time. I would call it Pokemon 64. You're going places, Nicholas. In my opinion, the coolest game that Nintendo could produce would be a Dragon Ball Z game. Most of the time, you'd be in a third-person view, but it could go kind of cinematic when you fight an enemy. If you don't have time to put it on the N64, I suggest it become a top priority for the Dolphin. You know, there was some Dragon Ball Z games on the GameCube, but my friends and I have come to the conclusion that RPGs are going downhill. Why can't you make more games with tons of characters to control, magic and hit points, spells, lots of weapons, and battle scenes? Yeah, Trent. Why can't you? You should come out with a Sailor Moon game for the Game Boy Color and or the Nintendo 64. I'm a recent fan of the series. I love the plot, and I think it would make a great side-scroller or fighting game. I feel like there was a Sailor Moon game on Game Boy Color, but maybe not. But yeah, a side-scrolling beat-em-up Sailor Moon on like 64 would have been pretty cool. You know what would make an awesome game? Saturday Night Fever. Could you imagine you playing as Tony, going to disco dances in New York City with real songs like Staying Alive? Now that's a classic. I don't think it is, Barry, but, you know, I've been wrong before. My idea is for a game set in an American high school. Oh, have I got a game for you, my friend. Where your goal is to win the heart of your dream boy or girl within a week. If possible, the game could be set in the 80s and have the overall feel of a John Hughes film. I bet Brian really likes Persona. but that would be, I do like that idea. Um, yeah, that could also be, very akin to, um, oh my gosh, Life is Strange. Couldn't think of the name for a second. Let's see what their response was. We received so many great ideas that we were forced to take the entire 2-ton pile of mail and dump it in our president's inbox for immediate consideration. Well, not really. We were happy to see that many of our readers want games to go in the same direction that we're already heading. It's tough to please everybody, but we think we've got a little something on the horizon for every gamer out there. We wouldn't advise holding your breath for Saturday Night Fever 64, though. Let's see. What else are they talking about in here? I was just wondering if you could tell me anything about the new Nintendo system supposedly called Dolphin. Sorry, Ramon, but there isn't much more to tell other than the official specs that we announced around E3. All of the finer details are shrouded in mystery, and it'll probably be that way for a while, as we work long hours in secret laboratories with the goal of creating the ultimate gaming machine. You'll hear it here when we first. You'll hear it here first when any official news breaks. Hey, Ramon. I don't tell anybody I told you this, but it's gonna have a handle. Did the concept of chic come from the world's worst tongue twister, the 6 chic 6 sheep's sick? No, we're sure that Sheik's name didn't come from there. But thanks a lot for forcing us to try to say that cursed tongue twister. Forgive us if the issue is drenched in spittle. Yeah, I bet it sounded great on the mic when I was doing that. What else we got here? I love these when people write in like this. I must ask you, Nintendo Power, to cease and desist this spread of Pokemania. I must admit that at the age of 18, I too have been swept up by the craze as Pokemon. I now see my dog as Dolly Dog number 168, with attacks such as Bite, Scratch, Mailman Chase, and Shed. Is there any help whatsoever? Okay, so I thought when this letter started that they were gonna be just dogging on Pokemon, no pun intended, but Nintendo says, see your licensed Pika therapist, but be warned, it could be only treated, not cured. In the meantime, we suggest countering Dolly Dog's attacks with Leash, Stern Warning, and the powerful special attack known as Roomful of Cats. I just had a horrible thought. When the year 2000 comes, will my Pokeballs still work? Or will my Pokemon be trapped forever? Quick, contact Professor Oak. We need help before it's too late. All Pokeballs will be fully functional at the turn of 2000. If you want to concern yourself with millennial Pokemon issues, why not see if you can find any truth to the rumor that the ball that descends over Times Square will be a Pokeball that'll open and reveal something. That didn't happen, did it? I don't think it did. All right. Power charts. Nintendo 64. The top 3 is Ocarina of Time, Pokemon Snap, and Smash. And of course, on Game Boy, it is Pokemon Red and Blue, Link's Awakening, DX, and James Bond. And Most Wanted is Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Pinball, Super Smash Bros., Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Pokemon Game Boy. I guess maybe they're talking about Gold and Silver. Super Mario 64 2, that was the DD release that we never got, which really wasn't all that much different. WWF Attitude, and DK64. Over here is that just incredibly cursed looking Mario that opens up into some stuff. All right, keep reading some of these letters. Actually, let's look at these envelope arts. We got this Charizard. That's pretty good. And then this is crazy. I like this a lot. This one that Josh did. It's a pretty good Pokemon one. Okay, some more letters here. On a Saturday, I went to see Star Wars Episode 1 and then hopped down to the store to rent the game. The real life control and replicas of the pod race in the movie are incredible in the game, and the expansion pack enhances the game wonderfully. Keep up the good work, and may the Force be with you. We also raced home right after the movie to do a little pod racing, but learned that to our dismay that an '86 Buick does not handle like Anakin's souped up pod racer. The policeman didn't think it was relevant when we told him that we hadn't even engaged our turbo thrust. Oh well. Okay. Okay, maybe Zelda would be a bad movie, but think of what an awesome game show Mario Party would make. Is Pat Sajak available? Do you think he'd play Hot Babam? And you know, all these years later, we do have a Zelda game or a Zelda movie coming out, and it is probably gonna be bad, but maybe it won't be. Who knows? When the eye doctor told me I had to get glasses, I was mad, but then I went to get them. I saw Nintendo glasses. When I went back to school, I had the coolest glasses. Glad to hear it. This is yet another way video games actually improve your vision. I am curious about Nintendo glasses. What is he talking about? What are you talking about, Tony? And then let's look at this cursed Mario man up here. Now we've seen everything. Industrious Nintendo fan Harold McGill of Kansas City, Kansas, built this entertainment console for his grandson Joshua. Maybe we should start mass producing these. Speaking of mass production, Christopher Leppi of Lahore, Saskatchewan, ought to consider marketing this classic Nintendo organizer that he invented as a science fair project. Check out the huge ends that serve as bookends. Way to go, Christopher. That is pretty cool. That's cool that you did that, Christopher. Harold, I don't like what you've done. I don't like that one bit. But it is actually pretty cool. I bet that kid was real stoked, and everyone probably thought his grandpa was the coolest, which is very wholesome. Jet Force Gemini, I'm sorry, but I'm probably gonna go through this fairly quickly. Yeah, again, I just don't really like Jet Force Gemini very much. It's just one of those rare games where I just could not get into it. The specs, it's got Dolby surround sound. Did it really have could you get surround sound out of a Nintendo 64? Huh. Talking about some multiplayer modes. Yeah, this is all just some screenshots and talking about the game. Looking at some characters and how they have changed since the beginning of development. The dog's name is Lupus. Got a little robot guy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't like Jet Force Gemini. Yeah, it's more Jet Force Gemini. And then here we have an EB Games ad for some Nintendo 64 stuff. You know, $40 is probably about what you would pay today for Banjo-Kazooie. I'm not really sure what the actual price is. But I bet it's around $40. And then they are selling the 64 with a second controller for $100. Not too bad. This is what, like 3 years, I think, after the 64 came out. Pretty sure it came out in 96 in America. Got some looks at some other games, some baseball stuff, Load Runner 3D, Vigilante 8, which I really liked. Oh, these are okay. This is like codes and secrets and stuff. Yeah, fun. If you need any codes for Twisted Edge, here they are. Bugs Life, Rampage 2, Universal Tour. That game I really liked. I I should like screenshot these and get that later. Here's an ad for Monaco Grand Prix. I don't think I've ever really heard anyone talk about that game. Here we go. Gauntlet Legends. Look at all the titties. Look at all those polygonal titties. This game's very fun. But was there a 64 version of this? Or did this end up just getting sent over to the GameCube? I feel like I'm getting things mixed up. Normally I would just look it up, but I don't really want to mess up my recording here. I just installed a Flippy mod on my GameCube. So I've got a bunch of GameCube games on there that I can just boot up, and Gauntlet, wait, no, the GameCube one's dark. No, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is, I've really been wanting to play some Gauntlet. This is just such a fun multiplayer game, or even playing it by yourself is fun too, but the arcade game was fun. Playing it at home, even better. Like one of like those like ultimate kind of sleepover games of just like, yeah, we can just play this all night. There's a ton of stuff to do. It's a good time. Yeah, this is really making me want to play Gauntlet. This is definitely not a great looking game, but I don't care. It's just so fun. It's so fun to just run around and hit stuff and do your cool powers. It's just like a beat 'em up game essentially, but you know, some like light RPG stuff going on and a bit more exploration. This Lego racing game that's not very good. Counselor's Corner. How do I finish Yoshi's Bomb Practice 1? Or sorry, Bonus Practice 1. Then we got Advanced Fighting Techniques. After an aerial move, if you press Z right before you land, you'll recover much faster. Man, these colors on some of these screenshots are a little rough. Protect the Edge. Pressing left or right while holding Z will cue an emergency evade. Yeah, these are all things that people know now. Shadowgate 64. I think you can play that on the Nintendo Switch online M Plus app or whatever they call it. Ocarina of Time. How do I reach the platform above Zora's Fountain? Is it possible to win Malin's Horse Challenge? It is. What's the best way to defeat Volvagia? That's probably not how you say that. It's a name I don't think I've ever said out loud before. Conker's Pocket Tales. Fast facts on episode 1, Mystical Ninja and DKC. Oh man, I forgot about this game. Onyx Trouble. I bet this is bad. I bet it's really bad, but I kind of want to play it. Super Ed's Red Hot Tomatoes Ketchup. Oh, yeah, then we got the Army Man games. Not great. Hybrid Heaven. This looks cool, but I don't remember if it's actually any good. I really just didn't have that many 64 games, and you know, when I revisit 64, I kind of just go back to the classics. So I should branch out more and try some 64 games that I haven't played. But I don't know. Actually, I mean, looking at this, it seems kind of fun. It's got like a little bit of like a Resident Evil vibe, but also maybe a little bit of like a Dynamite Cop vibe. Got these crazy looking monsters. I should play this. I don't care if it's good or not. I just want to mess around with it. Give it a shot. I don't think this is on the NSO app. I don't remember who published this. Oh, it looks like they got a little bit of the Nintendo Power poster caught up in this, and it looks like it's 100 Winks. I think that game ended up coming out on PlayStation and not the Nintendo 64. Or sorry, 40 Winks. Or that, or it got canceled. I forget. All right. It's time for a Poke Quiz. Why should a trainer not evolve a Pokemon? A. Some abilities and attacks must be learned before a Pokemon evolves. B. Evolved Pokemon eat more food. C. Evolved Pokemon must be recaptured by the trainer. D. All of the above. Question 2. Why should you never abuse your Magikarp? A. It's not nice. B. You might hurt yourself. C. It evolves into Gyarados. D. All of the above. Number 3. Why should you buy Pokemon video or DVD? Oh, wow. I'm surprised that they were saying DVD. A. It has the complete Pokérap on every video. B. You get to watch Ash learn lots of cool Pokemon facts in every video. C. A cute but really powerful Pokemon defeats Team Rocket in almost every episode. D. All of the above and free stuff too. Hey, guess what? A, and then D, and then D. Those are the answers. And that's Babbage's and Suncoast. I miss them. Sprocket. What the hell, Sprocket? What is this? I don't remember this game. Oh, no, okay. Sprocket Robot on Wheels or something like that. Okay, I do kind of remember this. Ubisoft game. I don't remember much about this, though. I think people like this. I don't remember. I like that seal. Or not seal, I'm sorry. Walrus. Yeah. This looks pretty good. I should play this. Yeah. Looks like a good time. Then we got this Road Rash 64 ad. I don't like it. I don't like it. NFL Blitz 2000, a fun game that I am not great at, but it's fun. I love just getting up and after doing a play and just knocking dudes down. Yeah, they're just showing that you got updated rosters, arcade modes, tournament modes, more stadiums, all that stuff. It's NFL Blitz. You probably are familiar with NFL Blitz. You probably are like me and just kind of randomly choose a play and then just tackle a guy. That's what I do. I don't really know how to play football or NFL Blitz, but I like watching those dudes get hit. Here's all these teams. I would usually do the Broncos because that was my brother and my dad's favorite team. So yeah, I was usually doing Broncos. But man, yeah, I still don't really understand like the plays when I look at them. I don't really know what's going on. But whatever. So I guess you can. Is this like making your own plays? Is that what this is? That's kind of cool. I didn't realize you could do that. I wouldn't know how to do that, but it's neat. Yeah, looking at these lists, I guess the Broncos were the team to pick, so that worked out for me, even though I was bad at this game. Okay. All right. Maybe I can learn something here because now they're kind of breaking down these plays and sort of explaining them. Let's look at zigzag. This play runs the risk of clogging up the middle, so don't use it too often. The sharp cuts and crisscrossed route might well confuse the defense. No, I still don't know what's happening here. Let's look at monkey. You can dump the ball off to the right if a blitz comes, so watch the defense. If you stall long enough, your left receiver will get open deep behind the D. What is it? I don't know. Okay, yeah, no, I don't know how any of that works. But we got some cheats here. Infinite turbos, no computer assistance, no fumbles, thick fog, huge football. Team Big Head. Oh, yes. You gotta put in allow stepping out of bounds. That rules. Vision is a company, I guess, and they would put a Nintendo 64 in your mom's van, and that's pretty cool. I would have flipped out if I had a 64 in the car. I just had to make do with a Game Boy, but I mean, that was fine too. These kids look like they're having the best road trip of their life playing Super Mario 64. I don't know why Homegirl's got the controller, because you're not doing multiplayer in that. Gex 3. This is a bad game. This is a no good game. It's bad. Dana Gould talking out of that lizard man. I rented these a lot, and I don't know why, because they're not good. Oh yeah, they had like the Attitude Era kind of spoof thing, WW Gex Wrestling. Gex finds himself against the ropes when he enters the ring of WWE Gex Wrestling. 13 remote controls are the price of admission to this special Gecko Roman, that's a good pun, match between Rock Hard and our international Lizard of Mystery. No holds or tail whips barred, so Gex ready to rumble. And we got some sort of pirate one and Western. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, those, okay. Anime channel. Wearing a robotic jetpack, Gex takes on planet-destroying machinery and a fistful of kung fu students. Hit switches to turn off the wind barriers. Cool. Yeah, it was all just like themed around different TV things, like different worlds you could jump into. But man, those games aren't very good. They're just not. They're just memes. And they don't even have a kick-ass song like Buck Bumble does. Now, if you want to talk about a good game, Monster Truck Madness 64. That's a game that I think is probably pretty good, but I don't think I've ever played it sober. But you do have NWO Hollywood Hogan monster truck in it, and that's pretty cool. Everybody wants to drive the racist truck. I played a lot of Monster Truck Madness with friends. Not when it came out, but like in college. And it was pretty fun, I have to admit. I had a really good time playing that, especially like the soccer that you can see here. That was really fun. All the little mini games in that game are just a blast. StarCraft 64 is probably the worst way to play StarCraft, and it's wild that they made this. This game is also worth a good amount these days. I couldn't tell you how much off the top of my head, but I'm thinking it's like, I want to say it's around 200, but I'm not sure. It's probably less than that. I've never actually played this version, but I do know that everyone says it's just terrible, and that makes sense because this is a PC RTS, and why are you playing that on a Nintendo 64? Yeah, I don't know. I should try it. It's probably not good, but yeah. I don't think I had any friends that had this, but there's definitely a timeline out there where I got like real excited about this and got it and convinced myself it was good. We got the Poke Center section now, with some just real bad pictures. Good lord. Uh, looks like they are. What is this? Just a mall tour of Pokemon. Just hey kids, come play Pokemon and then go home and beg your mom to give you money for Pokemon. Um, Using his bulked up Venusaur, trainer Tyler from Lakeville, Minnesota, lost his first Pokecup duel, but battled back for a Boulder badge in the second. Attaboy, Tyler. Um, yeah, NSYNC was there. That's cool. We got Wheezing. That Wheezing art is pretty sick, actually. I'm real into that. Uh, Charmander's upsetting here. Um, I like how this Magmar looks like he just told a joke that is bombing. Like, what's the deal with burning my food all the time? And then just did not go anywhere. Pretty good. Let's read these questions. I also got this car down here. It looks like they made a miniature version of the Pokemon Volkswagen car. I didn't realize that. But anyways, looking at these questions, is there an item that can restore HP and PP at the same time? Unfortunately, no. We'd lay out some serious dollars for such a cure-all, but it doesn't exist. If you're going into a long, difficult battle, like the epic fight with the Elite Four, we suggest packing the following supplies. First, a couple of elixirs, which will restore 10 PP of every one of a Pokemon's abilities. Some full restores would also be wise, as they not only provide maximum HP but also cure any condition. Finally, take along a couple of max revives in case your Pokemon pass out during the rigors of battle. Question: I don't have the Game Boy Pokemon game. What Pokemon will I use in Pokemon Stadium? Players who don't have any Pokemon of their own will rent Pokemon to battle with. Which Pokemon will initially be available and how you'll gain access to all of the others is a question for another day, as the details are still under wraps. We'll let you know as soon as the official word comes out. What's the difference between an attack and a special attack? A normal attack is a physical move, like bite, tackle, or horn drill. Special attacks are non-physical assaults that involve special abilities like electricity, fire, water, and psychic power. Thundershock, Ember, Psywave, and Bubble Beam are all special attacks. The ratings on your Pokemon's stat screen will tell you how powerful your Pokemon are at wielding the two different attack types. Can Pikachu evolve into Raichu in the yellow version? Your Pikachu will never evolve in yellow unless you trade it to another game pack. If you do trade it, it will evolve like a normal Pikachu. Don't do this unless you absolutely have to, though. A traded Pikachu will not follow its new trainer around on screen, so don't trade it unless you're willing to give up seeing the little electric type following happily at your heels. In Pokemon Pinball, when I look at my Pokédex, I see a shadow of some Pokemon but no statistics. Why is that? If you see a Pokemon but fail to capture it, its silhouette will appear in your Pokédex until you capture the creature. You'll never get to view its picture or its statistics. Some more stuff on Pokemon Pinball. How do I get Pikachu to save my ball from the gutter? In Red or Blue, where do I find Mr. Mime? In the river level of Snap, the Sandslash always burrows before I can get a picture. How do I take a picture of Zapdos in Snap? Then looking at some they're looking at a Pokemon team here. It's Blastoise, Alakazam, Zapdos, Golem, Gengar, and Magmar. Pretty good. Got some more art. The executor is pretty crazy looking. Ooh, the cards. I think the jungle set was the second set after the base set, I believe. Oh man. They had the Water Blast deck with Vaporeon and Meowth. Power. What does that say? Power. I can't read that word. But it's Kangaskhan and Bellsprout. Yeah, I had so much of this stuff. I don't have most of it now, but that's okay. And then they're talking about the To Be a Master CD, a thing that my parents almost certainly regretted buying. And then here's a bunch of Pokemon dog tags. That's insane. Revolt. This game is good. Finally, a game that I can confidently say is good. It's just a fun racing game where it's just like toy cars racing. It's a good time. They're just kind of showing off some of the cars here, like Cougar, Candy Pebbles, Dr. Grudge, Dust Mite. These are all some pretty good names. Panga. Yeah. And showing off some of the different tracks. Oh, man, I want to play this game now. This is a fun game. It reminds me of the Hot Wheels games. They have the stunt arena and multiplayer. How come racing games nowadays don't have stunt arenas? Bring back stunt arenas. Oh, yeah, it has a... Oh, man, I forgot. You can make your own race courses. That's cool. There's a bigger ad for To Be a Master. It's got some bad songs on there. Bunch of bad songs. Shadow Man. Just the way you want to play Shadow Man on the Nintendo 64. This is also on the M Plus adults only Nintendo Switch Classics app if you want to play Shadow Man. There's also a remaster that came out not all that long ago, which I don't know. It's probably fine, but yeah, this is just a third-person action game for edgy kids. It's pretty cool though, I can tell you that. Look at him, he's got, you know, he's going Super Saiyan or something. Man, Shadow Man, huh? That guy's got hooks on his hands, and then look at this carnival looking ass. Crazy. I haven't played much Shadow Man. I don't think I like Shadow Man very much. Now, Bass Hunter 64. That's... Now we're talking. They're showing off high scores and whatnot. Here's just a list of kids that caught 150 Pokemon. That's cool. I did that. I didn't get my name in Nintendo Power. Oh, they're showing some of the answers here from this section from last time. Oh, they've got like a puzzle here. This is fun. The 150th Pokemon, Mewtwo, and then Ammonite's evolved form, and you know that it's going to start with an O, so it's Amistar. And then Rattata's evolved form is Raticate. So now I think Raticate ends in an E. An electric type Pokemon found only in red version. It starts with E, Electabuzz. Alphabetically, the last Pokemon. What Pokemon in 99 started with Z? Oh, Zubat. Staryu's evolved form. So Staryu goes to Star Me. But okay, so that one wouldn't have been Zubat then. Is there, what other Pokemon starts with Z though? Someone's yelling at me probably, but I can't think of it. Anyways, Starmie, and then the only Pokemon with a palindrome for a name, that's Eevee. Executes evolved form, Executor. The Safari Zone's ground and rock type Pokemon, Rhydon, or I guess Rhyhorn. The female Nidorann's evolved form would be Nidorina. And ice and flying type Pokemon would be Articuno. Numerically, the Pokemon before Gloom would be Oddish. The punching only Pokemon is Hitmonchan. Vulpix's evolved form is Ninetales. The Scout Pokemon is Shellder. Chainlink number 9's evolved form. Number 9 is Executor. Chainlink number 9's I guess you just, does that mean you just put Executor again? I don't know. Nidorino's evolved form would be Nidoking. Graveler's evolved form, Golem. Secret 151st Pokemon is Mew. Bellsprout's evolved form, Weeping Bell. Pokemon that looks like the Loch Ness Monster, that is Lapras. The fire and flying type Pokemon spelled backwards. Wait, are they saying that you have to spell it backwards? Fire and flying type, I mean, that's Moltres. So are you supposed to, I guess you spell it backwards because Machoke's evolved form is Machamp. And then where you can find the most answers in the game. What does that mean? The most answers in the game? They're talking about the Pokédex, I guess? That must be what they mean. Here's a contest where you can go to a special screening of Pokemon the first movie. Catch it in theaters on November 12th. So a grand prize winner gets a trip to LA for a special screening of Pokemon the first movie, plus a VIP tour of Warner Brothers Studio. And then second prize is a movie party. You and 10 friends can catch a screening of Pokemon the first movie in a theater near you, and you get Pokemon Yellow. Third prize is a Nintendo Power Shirt. Man, I almost think I'd rather just have a fun local one and then get Pokemon Yellow. But I don't know. They probably give you like some money for the LA trip. I don't know. I don't really know what they give you there. Look at the fine print to see if it says anything more. It just says that it's worth approximately $3,500. Whatever. Another football game. I have a feeling most people watching this don't care that much about football, so I don't feel too bad skipping that. Here is a Walmart ad for the In Crew. So I think I still have it somewhere, but you could get like a membership card for the In Crew, which was basically just like a Nintendo Walmart club thing. And it had like a, like the fake 3D looking kind of thing. I forget what you call that, where you can kind of just move it and see things kind of in like a 3D fashion. It had that on the membership card. And I had one of those. Well, I still have it somewhere, I'm pretty sure. But if you join the In Crew before September 30th, you could get a free Donkey Kong 64 controller cover. Okay. What does that mean? Controller cover? Like a decal, maybe? Yeah. So look for the Take One membership pads in the electronic department at Walmart. Watch for your membership card, free DK64 controller cover, and other. Yeah, so I guess I got the membership card in the mail then. I don't think I ever got a DK64 controller cover, though. I must have not gotten to it before September 30th, or they ran out, or I gave it to someone or something, because I didn't have DK64. Here's some more just stuff on popular games. I forgot that there were that you could put in cheat codes in Banjo-Kazooie. That's crazy. Completely forgot you could do that. Unlimited red feathers, unlimited air. I mean, you could just do that on the NSO app, right? I should do that. And just some stuff on the different masks. Yeah, good games. Here's some Rogue Squadron, some 1080, telling you how to unlock Panda Man, a penguin board. Yeah, you can just use a penguin as a snowboard. That's cool. In Rogue Squadron, I think in all of the Rogue Squadron games, you could unlock like an old Buick car and fly that. I was trying to see if they had a code for that, but I don't see it. They do have the code for unlocking the Naboo Starfighter, though. I think this game came out like a good amount of time before episode 1, but I don't think they really I don't think they made it known how to unlock that, or that it was even in there until the movie was out. Which is just kind of neat. Yeah, all of these codes for Star Wars are pretty fun, like getting the TIE Interceptor, unlocking all the movies, changed Luke's face. God, no, please don't increase the difficulty. That game gets hard already. Blame us. And then it shows LucasArts team. I guess that just shows brings up a picture or something. Yoshi Story. That game's okay. It's not the worst game. I like that game all right. The music's good. Talking about black and white Yoshis. Yeah, you don't see that black and white Yoshi very often. Some real goofy ass games for Game Boy Color coming at you from Infogrames. Here is Disney's Tarzan. It's compatible with the Game Boy printer for some reason. Just some level maps of Tarzan. Maybe that game's good. I don't think it is, but who knows. Some Capcom games for Game Boy, like Resident Evil Gaiden and Ghost and Goblins and Street Fighter Alpha and 1942. What is this? I don't remember this. Revelations: The Demon Slayer. It's a Game Boy Color RPG. I don't know. This just kind of looks like not Dragon Quest. Maybe it's okay. I don't think it is, but maybe it is. I bet my buddy Jordan that I do my podcast with, he could probably tell you. Might look into this. Because not a ton of RPGs on Game Boy. There's I wouldn't say that there's a small amount either, but definitely not a lot. I'm just kind of showing you a bit of a walkthrough here. Okay, is this, I'm looking at this more. Is this a Shin Megami Tensei game with they just changed the name in America? Because this Monster Fusion stuff seems very SMT to me. Here's this ad for Gauntlet Legends. I guess, yeah, that was on 64. So what's the GameCube one called then? That one's like Dark Legacy or something like that. Yeah. Look at that. Look at this ancient Egypt guy. Sexy Robin Hood. I don't know. Viking lady. Muscle boy. I want to be sexy Robin Hood. Here's Looney Tunes. So some Looney Tunes Game Boy Color game. I probably would have played the shit out of this and not realized that it wasn't good. It looks very much like a bit of like a... I don't know, these assets look very Kirby to me. Definitely a platformer. I don't know, this looks okay. Doesn't seem too bad. They've got like a mini game for matching up the pictures of Tweety so that you can form a full picture. You gotta jump on Elmer Fudd's head before he shoots you with a shotgun in this children's game. We should go back to cartoons shooting each other with guns. What could go wrong? Here's a KB Toys ad. If you go reserve Jet Force Gemini, not only can you get Disappointment, but you can get a free $10 KB gift certificate. Okay. If you reserve your copy of Pokemon Yellow, you get a free $5 gift certificate. And Red and Blue already out for $30. Look at all those Game Boy colors. Man. $110 and you could have a Game Boy Color and your choice of Pokemon. Just amazing. What a time to be alive. Deja Vu. So Deja Vu I know was like an NES game, and I don't know if these are ports or spin-offs. I'm trying to see if it says here. It was originally released for NES back in 1985. And though this first-person adventure was fairly popular at the time, the sequel was released only as a PC game. Oh, okay. Now Kimco is combining the two. Okay, yeah. So these are re-releases, but they also definitely did some work on them. I don't know how these would be, but the in-game art looks pretty decent. Seems like a dad game. But yeah, you pick this up and you get 2 games. Yeah, not too bad. And then they just straight up tell you how to get through it step by step. If you just want to buy the game and not actually do anything yet. I should play these. Seems okay. Seems like a good way to play Deja Vu. Looks kind of fun. What? Chase HQ, Secret Police. No thank you. Puzzle Master and Bubble Bobble. Maybe Bubble Bobble was good, but maybe not these other ones. The new king enters the ring. WrestleMania 2000. From Drax Pacific and THQ. I enjoy wrestling. I was not a wrestling fan at this point in my life when, back in 99. I wish I was, because it seems like it was probably a pretty cool time to be watching wrestling. So I say that to say that I don't really have much nostalgia for the old wrestling games. And even though I do like wrestling now, and I've played some wrestling games, there hasn't really been one that I've gotten super into. But I did just get that new Humble Choice bundle with WWE 2K25 or whatever they call it. And so I might play that and give that a go at some point. Here are some reviews. NFL Blitz 8.7, Shadow Man 8.3. That seems too high. Gauntlet Legends 7.8. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna look me in the eyes and tell me that Shadow Man's a better game than Gauntlet Legends? All right, I guess. You say so. Gex 3 7.5. Get out of here. 7.5 for Gex 3. Tonic Trouble 7.4. As expected, Tonic Trouble provides a fun romp, but coming so late, it must compete against better platformers, including Ubisoft's Rayman 2 and Sprocket. Yeah, no, I would rather play Rayman 2 and Sprocket than Tonic Trouble, and I've never played Tonic Trouble, but I can tell you, I'd rather play those. Madden, WWF Attitude. Let's read the comments for WWF Attitude. Acclaim should work at building a better play control system and increasing the speed of the wrestlers. Stone Cold, stunning graphics. The play control is so frustrating that even WWF fans will have trouble sticking with it. The Create a Wrestler feature is great. Sonia and Nate did not care for this game. I don't think I've actually played this one. Maybe I have, but 7.4 for that, 7.4 for Madden. Here's another ad for Gex 3, Deep Covered Gecko. And if you don't recognize it, Gex is doing a little parody there of Stone Cold Steve Austin. NFL Quarterback Club 2000 gets a 7.3. Revolt gets a 7, which seems way too low to me. The track editor gives the game extra replay value. Squirrely control, but it's realistic for RC racing. Squirrely control? I guess. You can call this place and they'll fix your stuff. That's kind of crazy that they just put prices on here without, like, what do you don't even know what's wrong with it, but it's $40 to fix a Super Nintendo. Okay. While Nintendo may suggest repair pricing, service providers are free to set their own fees. Prices are in US dollars, blah 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 blah. Motocross Maniacs for Game Boy Color 7.6. I guess, yeah. 7.4 for Tarzan. Nintendo Power reviews have always been kind of crazy. I don't think they're as bad as some people make them out to be, but they are, yeah, no, they're definitely not comparable to other reviews, I think. Here's the legendary Tommy Hilfiger Game Boy Color. I wish I had that, because that's stupid. It could be yours for $57.50 with a $50 minimum purchase of Tommy Hilfiger 4 to 7 and or 8 to 20 clothing. What does that mean? Sizes or what? Or like items, or I don't know. This program runs for 2 weeks. Wow, they were only doing this Game Boy giveaway thing for 2 weeks. How sick would that be if your mom takes you back to school shopping and then you get a Game Boy Color too? Well, I guess it's not a giveaway. You still have to pay for the Game Boy, but it's a good price for it, and it's like worth a lot now. But if you're going out and your mom is buying you a bunch of Tommy Hilfiger clothes for back to school and then buying you a Game Boy Color, hey, you're real spoiled. And you probably don't have that Game Boy Color anymore because you're spoiled. Deja Vu 1 and 2, 7.1. Okay. Lucky Luke, 6.8. I've never seen that game before. Got Earthworm Jim 3. Was that on Nintendo 64? It was a Rockstar game? Wow. Learning lots of things today. Zebco Fishing 6.5. Looney Tunes 6.3. I haven't played that Looney Tunes game, but it looks okay. Revelations the Demon Slayer 6. This game originally appeared in Japan as a black and white Game Boy title. Now this Game Boy Color version, Revelations, is easier on the eyes. Okay, so yeah. I do think that's probably an SMT game. And it says Atlas. Yeah, that's probably SMT. Okay. I didn't. Now I'm a lot more interested in that. Dragon Warrior North America. Ugh. Pack Watch, new partnership for Dolphin revealed. So this is just like news and maybe like some rumors, but Nintendo wouldn't be posting rumors. Talking about some Vigilante 8, Toy Story game, Project Swarm. What is Project Swarm? It's like an acclaimed Starship Troopers like kind of thing. Project Swarm. I don't think that is anything that ever came out, but I don't know what that is. Mayhem on the 64. So WCW Mayhem. Pretty cool. And then 40 Winks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that didn't come out on the 64. I think there's like a pretty much complete version you can get, but I don't think it had like a retail release. Some Zelda stuff at Space World, Catwoman Game Boy game, some 3DO stuff, Destruction Derby, Space Invaders. And now we're looking at some games coming up soon, like Harvest Moon 64. Hell yeah. Top Gear Rally, Hyperbike, NBA Jam 2000, Asteroid 64, and Kobe Bryant Courtside 2. And then just some upcoming games. Those are all like fall things, so those all, I think, mostly released. I'm more interested in these ones listed under future. Daikatana. Eternal Darkness, they have that listed as 64, but that ended up being a GameCube game, of course. I don't know what Jungle Bots is. Ogre Battle 3, I assume that was just Ogre Battle 64. Shadowgate Rising, I don't think that came out. Super Mario Adventure. Oh, that must be Paper Mario. That has to be what that is. X-Men, I don't know what X-Men 64 game that would have been. I mean, I know it didn't come out, but I don't know what that would have been. All right, coming next issue. Wrapping things up here. What are we looking at on time? Did I go too fast? A little bit faster than last time, but it's okay. Next issue, we've got Pokemon Yellow, WCW Mayhem, Knockout Kings 2000, more in-depth reviews of a bunch of stuff, and a first look at Donkey Kong 64, another bad game. There is the Pokemon Snap Player's Guide. So it has comprehensive maps of all 6 areas of Pokemon Island. I think it had like an actual name, I think. I don't know. The lowdown on how to find every Pokemon in the game. All the tips for snapping the perfect pictures and earning high scores. A safari field guide with updated Pokemon profiles. Cool. I don't think anyone needed to buy that, but it said Pokemon on it, so people did. I actually don't think I did, surprisingly. Revolt. Yeah. I don't care what they say. The game's good. Oh. This was... Oh. E3 Pikachu. The Pokemon trading card game was given out only to attendees of the E3 conference. Oh, okay. The E3 Pikachu card gives you a great start to building blah, 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 including... Oh, okay. But they put it into this issue. Can't think of what that looked like. It was really cool getting those like exclusive cards from like subscriber issues or players guides, but it was hard to keep them in good condition because of the nature of how they were getting to you. Here is a Pokemon comic. Do I want to read this? Yeah, I think I do. Pokemon Episode 8, The Path to the Pokemon League. Pokemon trainer Ash Ketchum has come a long way. He's collected several loyal Pokemon and made new friends in Misty and Brock, but there's still a long way to go. Now that he's won the Boulder Badge and Cascade Badge, Ash set his sights on the horizon, but only our hero knows where their where their quest is leading next. This is also hard for me because I want to read it like a manga, and I have to make myself not do that. How much farther is it? It's way off yet, but Vermilion is worth the walk. I've heard that there's a really great gym there. A gym? All right, I'm gonna grab my third badge. What does Misty oh, sorry, that's down there. Let's go. Be careful. There are lots of tough trainers along the way. Later that day. What does Misty know? This is easy. Pidgeotto, finish it. Yeah, Pidgeotto's murdering that Rattata. No, my Rattata. That's victory number 10, and I win. Wow, you're a really good Pokemon trainer. Yeah, I'd have to say I'm pretty good. Come on, Ash. Why are you being an asshole? I didn't win these badges for nothing. Win? Maybe it was a mistake giving him those badges. Amazing. I bet you could even beat AJ. AJ? AJ trains trains Savage Pokemon. He built his own gym. He lives over there. He's never lost a single match. Well, he's about to. He hasn't fought a trainer like me. Ick, he's getting a big head. Too bad his brain's still the same size. Pika. AJ's gym. Undefeated. 98 wins, 0 losses. Not sanctioned by Pokemon League. Not sanctioned. AJ's gym isn't even part of the league. Undefeated. Big deal. I can beat him. But you've only won 10 battles. I go for quality, not quantity. Are you my next victim? You must be AJ, that trainer of savage Pokemon I've heard about. The one and only. Like my gym? Well, I hope you'll also be like my gym? Well, I hope you'll also like being my 99th victory. Your 99th? No way. You'll need to take down your gym sign once I'm done with you. You're not playing in Pokemon Little League anymore. And after I win 100 matches in a row, I'm going to start competing for badges. Oh no, only 2 wins away. He'll be psyched to win. All those wins and you still don't have a badge? Tough luck, AJ. I may have only 10 wins, but I already have 2 badges. Yeah, I won them. Did you buy those badges or steal them? Or you must have competed in some real loser gyms. Insulting our gyms? That crosses the line. Ash pulverized that jerk. Let's begin. Go Sandshrew. Sandshrews are ground type, so Pikachu's electricity is useless, Ash. Sure, I know what I'm doing. I regret reading this, but I've already started. Pidgeotto, I choose you. Ash is lucky. A flying type Pokemon should have the advantage here. Go Sandshrew, up. Too bad Sandshrew can't fly, haha. No, Pidgeotto. Okay then, Butterfree, I choose you. Flying versus ground, that should be easy. Butterfree, use your stun spore. Dig, Sandshrew. I'm not reading all those noises. Spring up at it, Sandshrew. Butterfree, watch it. Butterfree's out. Who else? Pikachu. Pikachu, come on. Get out there and fight. Help your friends. You're an asshole, Ash. Nice work, Ash. I shouldn't have rubbed or fibbed about my badges. Now I'm the latest victim in AJ's gym. That makes victory number 99. It's not fair. I'm the one with the badges. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna read all these. It's too much. I'll summarize it though. Ash is a baby. You cheated. he's doing another match here. He's beating the shit out of those Pokemon, and now Ash is like, oh, I know I just was pulling on my Pikachu's tail, but you gotta be nice. And you're pushing him too hard, and you put him in S&M gear, and they gotta reach the top. You gotta make your Rattatas all horny. And yep. And then Pikachu wore it. Don't wear that, Pikachu. No one likes looking at that. And then Team Rocket, they're here now. And it turns out they're stupid. Who knew? And now they have to team up and learn a lesson. Can they work together to defeat Team Rocket? Oops. They did. They did work together to defeat Team Rocket. Here's Retro Mags. Thanks, Retro Mags. Thank you for collecting this. So that was Nintendo Power. What was it? 124. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what EGM we're going to look at next time. So we're spinning, and it's going to be EGM issue 17. Oh, that's not good for me. But gotta do them all eventually. 17. Okay, it could be worse. I get to look at The Simpsons. So, this is playing Game Boy on NES. What? Playing Game Boy on NES? Maybe it's like a early preview of the Super Game Boy. Final specs, a Sega CD, some gossip stuff, and let's see, we got Bart versus the Space Mutants. I like looking at The Simpsons, but that's a bad game. Yeah. So we'll take a look at EGM 17 next time. Thank you for watching this and being with me today. And once again, feel free to like, subscribe, hit some bells or whatever. I know I'm not, Scott the Woz or whatever, but I'm having fun doing this. I'm gonna just keep doing it because I don't know, it's a good time. And yeah, feel free to leave some questions or leave your own memories in the comments of what you remember from Nintendo Power and EGM, or if there's any specific issues you're excited for me to get to, that kind of thing. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely evening or morning or day or whatever time it is. See you later. Okay, love you, bye.